Hi everybody, it's Kenesha, Miss Kenesha17, and today's video I'm going to be doing a hair tutorial. This was requested quite a while ago in one of my very old videos, one of my very first videos, when I had my hair in curls, and a lot of people asked me to do a hair tutorial on it, and it's kind of like been my go-to look for the last couple years because it's very easy curls, very quick, very loose, very relaxed. And it depends on the tong you use. So I've got about probably a 1.5 inch to 2 inch curling tongs. You can use bigger or smaller, but I like to use this bigger one because it's more of a kind of like loose, beachy, relaxed wave. So it's more like a wave than a curl. So you're going to need to heat it up, and I heat it up on the medium setting. Mine has different temperatures you can set it to. So I've got it at 170 degrees Celsius. And yeah, you're just going to let the heat up, and the first things you want to have to make sure you have ready is a hair clip or a hair tie to divide your hair, and a lot of hairspray depending on the hold you want, and also make sure that you have brushed out your hair, and your this hairstyle works best with freshly washed hair. So I'm just going to get into the hair tutorial. So the first thing you want to do is take your fingers and divide up half of your head, and taking kind of like your top half. So my top half of my head has layers, so that's where I'm going to clip it up. So I'm just going to divide my hair into 2 sections. So it's not perfect, and it doesn't have to be perfect, just as long as you get the top half of your head, especially if you have layers like me. It's just a lot easier to divide the hair and go for the look that you're trying to achieve with this. So I'm going to take my clip and just clip it up. And I know this looks a bit ridiculous, but it doesn't matter, we're just doing a hair tutorial here. So here you've got your long sections at the back of your hair, and these need more time and more care because usually, I don't know about you guys, but most of the time when I curl the back, like bottom section, like the nape of my neck hair, it doesn't really tend to hold the curl very well, and especially if I just leave it on for a couple of seconds with the curling tongs, it doesn't really hold it and it doesn't really curl. So anyway, I'm just going to get into that. Once your curling tong has completely heated up, you're going to take a small couple sections from your head. I usually take about maybe 3 sections, divided into 3 sections. It's a lot easier for me. And we're going to start off with the curling tong, and now you can use the clamp. It is optional. However, I don't like the clamp because it tends to crimp my hair more than curl my hair, and it's just a lot easier just to wrap it around. However, if you are a little bit scared of burning yourself, make sure you use the gloves that come with a curling tong. So what you're going to do is you're going to start kind of low, kind of midsection, and wrap it around the curling tong, and you're going to hold it there for a good couple seconds depending on the thickness of your hair. I like to hold mine for about 10 to 15 seconds maybe, so it just holds the curl better, and especially since the hair at the nape of my neck at the back and the bottom of my hair tends to be a little bit thicker, a little bit more dense, so it is harder to curl. So once you have held it for the amount of seconds you desire to hold it there, you're just going to let it fall into the palm of your hand, and you just want to hold it there just for a couple seconds, like 3-5 seconds or something. Just let it cool a bit and let it drop, and you get a really nice ribbon. Then you're going to do the same thing with the next section of the hair that you divided, but except we're going to go the opposite way. Instead of wrapping around it, we're going to wrap behind it. So I'm just going to show you what I mean. We wrapped it around, but this time we're going to go in front and wrap it like that. So wrapping it forward. And again, you want to hold it there for a good couple 10 to 15 seconds depending on the thickness of your hair. So again, letting loose of the curl, holding it in the palm of your hand for a couple seconds, and just going to let it sit and cool, and then it'll come into a beautiful curl. So as you can see, it's going the other way. So it has more of a unique effect and more fuller effect onto your hair. Instead of it all going like the same way and wrapping the same way, it looks a little bit more interesting. So I'm just going to continue with the rest of the bottom of my hair. So once you've done one side of the hair, the way you wrapped your hair around the curling tong the first strand you did, you want to do it the opposite way on the other side if you want to. It just makes it a bit more interesting, so it's not all kind of like folding into like the back of your head. And all the bottom half of your head, you can see the curls now. They're kind of different, they're going in and out at the same time. And then you're going to take your hairspray, it's medium hold Schwarzkopf hairspray, so I'm just going to spray all the curls at the back. So now you've done the bottom half of your hair, the next thing you want to do is take your clip down, and we're going to work on the top section of the hair. And what I do, if you don't want to mix up the strands of hair that you've curled already with the strands that have not been curled, kind of bring it to the front. That's the trick I use, just so you don't get a bit mixed up with the strands that you have curled or not. So I'm just going to bring all my hair to the front. We're going to start again using the same method as we did for the bottom half of the hair. However, for this look, to keep it kind of like loose and relaxed and just kind of like natural looking, I tend to curl it just halfway down. because it's easier and it just looks a little bit better. But if you want to have like really tight kind of curls and if you want more volume on the top of your head, go ahead and feel free to do that. But this is just the way I curl my hair. So again, I'm going to get the section. I just divide it into a couple sections. For the top of my hair, I use about 4 sections just because I have layers and kind of like a fringe going on at the front. So yeah, because I've divided it into 4 sections. So this one would be going outwards, this section will be going inwards, and this section will be going outwards, and then this section going inwards. I'm going to start with this section going inwards, so this one goes outwards, if that makes sense. So it goes inwards, outwards, inwards, outwards. So, because that's just how I like my fringe, but it's up to you, whatever you want to do. So I'm just going to stop for a second and speeding it up. I'm just going to show you what I do with the fringe. And since the fringe is kind of like very thin, fine piece of hair, and it's going to be quite fluffy if I curl it like halfway down, I just kind of like wrap it around once. I'll just show you guys now. So I just kind of take it here halfway down to where I meet the screw of the clamp. That's just how I work it out. And then just wrap it around once, and then I just hold it there for a couple seconds. And I don't really need a lot of seconds since the hair is quite thin and it would catch on to the heat quickly. There we go. Much more of a kind of natural look. So I'm going to go ahead and do the other side. Okay, so now we've curled all the top section of the hair, we're going to hairspray just the top section, just to hold it in, and make sure you don't get this in your eyes because it does sting. Okay, great. Now this is the finished kind of curled look. If you want to have more volume, what I typically do is, I'm just going to show you right now, is I tip all my head forward and just spray it all and then come back up and just kind of fix it. So I'm just going to do that now. And then tip it back, and then you have a bit more full kind of mermaid curls, I guess. It looks a little bit more beachy. But yeah, that is the end of this hair tutorial. I hope you guys enjoyed it and hopefully it was helpful. I love this look, and you can tailor it any way you want. Like if you want to go back and curl some like small pieces, go ahead and do that. Or if you want to use like a smaller curling tongs, you can go ahead and do that as well. Or just use no hairspray. Sometimes I don't use hairspray if I'm just feeling it for a couple of hours and I want it to be a bit more wavy at the end of the day, then I'll go ahead and do that. So that is the end of this video. Thanks very much for watching. Please give this video a thumbs up and subscribe to my channel for more beauty and fashion videos. Also, if you want to follow me on Twitter and Instagram, Tumblr and Pinterest, those links are down below as well. And I'll see you guys in my next video. Bye!